Sometimes I say that I want you back, but I don't know if I do. Sometimes I think about the good days we had, but there were bad days too. And I know love is like the phases of the moon. And I know you would say I gave up way too soon. So it's gone, now we both moved on. Oh, that's la la life, that's la la life. Baby, let it be, enjoy the memory. Oh, that's la la life, that's la la life. And I know love is like the phases of the moon. And I know you would say I gave up way too soon.
One of the things that I enjoy doing in Ourense is to go to the hot spring bath. Ourense is one of the most important historic thermal town in Europe. The amount of water it emits every day is only second to Budapest. Here in Ourense you have private bath, you have public bath, and some are located in the hotel. This one that I'm coming today is one of my most favorite ones because it's located in the forest. It's just beautiful here. It's called Termas. So let's go. So now we come down to the changing room level. As you can see, the decoration is actually very Japanese. Today we have driven from Ourense to Vigo. It's about 40 minutes drive. There is a very famous place called La Piedra. It's an oyster street. So I would like to have some oysters because in this part of Vigo they have oyster farms. They have two kinds of oysters. This one is called Ostras plana, just a flat oyster. And then they have another one that's called Ostras vitada, which vitada like is curved. So this one is what we have ordered. We have ordered a dozen of the flat oysters. We got a tray of 12 oysters. This costs €20. So So let's try the oyster here. So first of all, I always put a little bit of lemon. Very, very fresh. Excellent. I think I'm going to order more. So usually in summertime is the sardine season. So we order some fried sardine here. In Galicia, the sardines are so good. When it's in season, the sardine has a lot of fat and it's delicious. I'm not a huge fan of sardine, but in Galicia, when it's so fresh, it's just so delicious. And of course, you have to eat in the best season. There is a huge difference when the fish is in the prime season that has a lot of fat content. The taste is much better. So now we stay in Ourense in this, it's called Ribeira del Sil. So I have not told you what is the denomination here. It's called Ribeiro. So today we have got this local wine, Ribeiro, to go with our oysters. This is the sardine. When they're in season, really, you don't need to put anything else. Just fry it or grill it with a little bit of sea salt. It's just so delicious. So our third dozen. So between two of us, we will finish 36 oysters. Cheers to the oysters from Vigo. I think this is probably the only place that they breed the oyster or they grow the oysters here. Originally, the oysters are from France, and finally they have grown the oysters here and distribute over in Spain. I remember I came here to the oyster street in Vigo 12 years ago. At that time, the oyster vendors, they were the old ladies. They worked in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And unfortunately, now the business is carried on by the family because most of the old ladies, they have already passed away. And so in Vigo is probably the only place in Spain that has the oyster farms. So they get the oysters from France, I don't know how many years ago. And so they started oyster farms here and then they distribute to all over to Spain, the oysters.